What's up guys, welcome to another YouTube video. As soon as I add cream to my coffee or almond milk, I just slam the whole thing. So I'm really gonna be buzzing here soon. We're gonna rip 20 miles. Welcome to another day of marathon prep. Pretty crazy. We got hunting season coming up, so we're gonna go establish our tree stand, take you guys out in the woods and the mountains. And you know, I am training for a marathon, but also I like to be fit so I can, you know, trek into the woods and maybe get some, you know, pretty good whitetail this year. So, but today just gonna walk you guys through a vlog. We're definitely gonna lift because that's a non-negotiable. Starting to actually feel it. Now, I don't know if coffee's like placebo. Sometimes if I smell it and like take a sip, I already feel good, but like, I think I'm feeling it now because I almost drank the thing in like 2 seconds. But yeah, let's go for a run and start the 20 miles. I'm gonna show you guys what I have for fueling to fuel these 20 miles. How to fuel long runs. I'm gonna keep this super simple for you guys. You really don't need to overcomplicate this, and this is how I go about it. Like I said, I always keep things simple. That's how I have sustainability. That's how I can keep doing these events, endurance, and you know, weight training. I keep the methods and principles very simple. So what I focus on is getting in carbohydrates before my long run. I used to do this fasted. What would happen I would eventually bonk because I didn't have fuel. Hey, if the car doesn't have any gas in it, where's it gonna go? It's gonna sputter and shut down, you know? So that's kind of what used to happen. I used to kind of go a little hyperglycemic, get a little out of it during the run and feel like I'm gonna pass out. That was from not having enough carbohydrates. Running on fumes essentially, so we don't wanna do that. So we wanna have carbs when we wake up before the long run. I like to get it at least an hour beforehand. So I'll either do a bagel, which right here is 50 grams of carbs, or I'll do a Go bar with some honey on it. And then that's like my two options. So that's before the run. The other thing I'll do before the run is anything over an hour, I will do over 1,000 milligrams of sodium. Anything under an hour, I'll do 1,000. So every hour, pretty much I do like 1,000 milligrams of sodium. Here's the thing, that's important though, because if you're not staying hydrated, your muscles aren't going to contract as well. You're not gonna feel as good because you just don't have as much hydration. Your body's not gonna run as well. Your body's gonna run hot. It's not gonna be able to cool itself because all that water is just flushing through you. And the sodium is really good for, you know, making you feel good during your runs, and kind of similar effect to carbs. Like it can definitely make a big difference. If that scale weight's dropping like over 5 pounds after a long run of just water weight, I would, you know, up your sodium intake. Everybody's different, so it's gonna be trial and error, but a good rule of thumb I think is 1,000 milligrams for every hour. And then, you know, obviously if you're going 2 hours, it's 2,000 milligrams, 3 hours, 3,000, but that's how I go about it. During the run, I do gels. Essentially what happens is as you're running, you're burning through glycogen, which is like what you have for breakfast. Imagine, like, you can just realize that if you think about a car, the gas that goes in it, it's going out for fumes. Same with your body, it's using the carbohydrate storages as you run, and anything left over in your muscles and liver. And essentially, if you don't have carbs coming in, if you're running a long distance, anything over an hour, you're gonna be burning a lot through that glycogen that you may have in your liver and your muscles, which is where it's stored, which is where carbs are stored as glycogen. So you wanna make sure that you get those carbs in, I think every 30 to 25 minutes, but mainly this long run. Not gonna do any drinking carbs sources, just gonna stick to gel, see how that goes and rock it. So if you're trying to figure out how to fuel for your long runs, 60 grams of carbs before your runs, 1,000 milligrams of sodium per hour, 25 grams of carbs every 25 to 30 minutes, either from a gel or carb source, whatever you want. Yeah, that's how I go about it.
You have a 1 second decision in a run to hold on or to give in. And when things get hard, a lot of people give in on that little 1 second decision. That 1 second decision can be the difference from you hitting your goal or backing out. I always think about that. Whether it's your diet, cheating on your diet, comes down to one decision. Am I gonna do it or no? One decision. It takes 1 second. Master that one decision. Don't quit on the run. Don't fold. Hold the standard.
All right, so just wrapped up 20 miles. Gonna put the pace and everything in the upper right hand screen. Oh man, I'm shot. This is just the reality. I'm not gonna unclip this, but you know, I'm gonna show you the low points, and it was a good run, but I feel rough. Sweat more in training, you bleed less in war. So I said I'm doing this prep not for a certain time, but to push myself. So that's what I did there, and man, that feels good. There's comfort in knowing that I feel like shit, but it's because I gave it everything I had. So we wrapped up our post-workout meal, had some eggs, egg whites, sourdough, salsa, and then we had some cottage cheese and some turkey bacon, and then we had some electrolytes, creatine, and some vitamins. And now I'm here to talk to you guys, and you know, I really like doing this. I think you guys enjoy it as well, hopefully, because it's just heart to heart, as if you guys were right behind it. And you know, I think I like to take away something from each YouTube video that's valuable to you, and what I want to talk about is this 1 second decision. You know, when we go through something hard, whether it's your run, your job, or in a response in your relationship, or whatever it is, you have 1 second to determine how you react to anything that's hard. So say it's the run. You have 1 second in your mind to say, I'm going to push through this and choose the harder option so I can get better in the future, so that I can become a better runner, so that I can become a more resilient person. And it's going to be hard, that 1 second decision. It's going to be really hard to say yes. But if you say no, it's not going to be hard in that moment. It's going to be hard later. You know why? It's because you gave up in that moment, which means comfort. You got the comfort. That's cool. What comes after? Regret, or that untapped potential. Here's the thing. Master that 1 second decision. If you wonder how I'm so consistent, it's just that 1 second. I do not love to run every morning. It's just 1 second. Okay, I'm doing it. Don't negotiate with yourself. As soon as you start negotiating yourself, all these excuses come in. Oh, well, I have this coming up, or I have this coming up, or I didn't sleep. And like all these excuses. Then before you know it, you're on the path to saying no. 1 second decision. Are you going to do it or not? Yes. Do it. Don't overcomplicate it. Simplify it. And then guess what? When you start saying yes to these hard decisions, the hard decisions start to become easy. But if you always give in to those easy decisions, guess what? That becomes your new normal. And you know what the funny thing is? We are what we repeatedly do. That's why I like fitness. Not to make this all a fitness channel, but here's the reality. You, in this very moment, are you because of your decisions physically. Hard truth. It's true. If you want to change that, start making that one second decision to change. And you will. It's your control. I'm sharing this with you because I went through it, okay? I used to give in. Like I said, I'm not bullshitting you. I can pull up my Garmin stats. I'm going to. So you guys believe me. I've ran more in the last year than I did my entire life. You know why? It's because I don't negotiate with myself. I just do it. I just do. I don't think, I just do. I don't make that 1 second decision and say, it's a little rainy out. It's raining, okay? Go on the treadmill. Worst case scenario, okay, you still got it in. Don't negotiate with yourself. You're better than that. We all get one life. Like I said, just 1 second, man. Just make it. Go all in. You won't regret it. I never regretted anything that I didn't want to do. It felt better. I didn't have the anxiety. The anxiety comes from, like I said, giving into that 1 second decision, not doing the thing that you should be doing. It compounds, and over time you start building up all the shit you gotta do. So, you know. All right, so for dinner we got beets, sauerkraut, 8 ounces of chicken, potatoes, and yeah, pretty big bowl. I like to eat a lot at one time. And that's the thing, like if you're gonna eat junk food, obviously like this would be a lot more calories, not as good macros. So this is like how I stick to my diet. So we're gonna dig in, keep working on this tree stand. Wrapped up the workout. As you guys noticed, we got a meal in beforehand. We're going out to the woods after this, but had to get a workout in. I felt good. The reason is I filled up with those carbs and proteins, and I did have an apple before that I forgot to show you, but just getting as many carbs for fueling back in for this weight training, because when you lift, you burn glycogen just like you do running. Essentially, imagine there's little carbs in these muscles here in the chest and the legs, everything. Those deplete when you use them, or just through your BMR and just activity through the day. So especially those high intensity runs, those long runs are burning up those fuel tanks. So in order to replenish them, you gotta get those carbs back in. So yeah, that was the main message of this workout. We had like a push workout, so it's pretty simple, just chest, shoulders, and a little bit of triceps. So nothing crazy. I'm not like super strict on like a routine anymore as I used to be, just because I like the more feel intuitive approach. So if I go in the gym and I feel like my chest feels good and strong, I'll hit chest. And you know, on a normal push day, say my shoulders were feeling weak, I wouldn't have hit shoulders. I would have just hit chest and triceps. But it's like, I just try to regulate it based on how I'm feeling. So today, yeah, everything felt good on the pushing movement, so that's what I did. So I don't overcomplicate it, just like the whole message of my fitness channel, just because I went through overcomplicating stuff and honestly just made it not fun. So yeah, solid workout. So let's go and head on to the rest of the YouTube video. All right, so as you guys saw, we got the tree stand up and the deer on the tree camera. That's enough to make any frown go upside down, and super stoked to see that. So with that being said, I'm just gonna show you guys a few things that I got if you're interested in hunting. So for my climber, I got something to hold onto my bow onto the climber, so that way it's not crammed in the climber itself, so it's not sitting on my lap. I got some Bushnell nice binoculars. I haven't had a nice binoculars in my entire life hunting. I never really used them, so that's kind of cool. And then I also got a nice rangefinder, which I've always had to borrow my dad's. So I got my own stuff here, and you guys saw the climber, which is yeah, something I never had before. I always borrowed my dad's, so it's cool to be able to have my own. And yeah, just to recap everything, just to let you guys know, be transparent with everything going on. I am suffering an injury, so I'm not sure how that's gonna go. I'm doing my best to stay positive mentally. I'm focusing on the things I can do, not what I can't do. I'm in a lot of pain right now with my feet. Not sure if it's plantar fasciitis, not sure what it is, but hey, here's the thing. If you only focus on what is going wrong, your life is just gonna, I think, suffer. So hey, it is what it is. Just gonna keep fighting, keep pushing, hit 50 miles this week total, limping every day, but we're gonna have to see what happens with this marathon prep. Going to the doctor tomorrow, and yeah, I'm not one to make excuses, and I kind of have to drop the ego though and not push through it, even though like in my head I want to be tough, and I have nothing to really gain by pushing through it, only and hurting myself. So then I may not be able to ever run again, and I don't want that to happen. So I need to see a doctor because it's really bad. I limp in and out of everywhere. I'll show you guys the ring on my doorstep, and I just limp everywhere, and it's painful. So I need to figure it out. But moral of the story is I'm going to keep training on the things I can do: weight train, bike, and maybe swim, and just really build my capacity that way. Not going to be a victim and play, oh, I can't do, there's always things you can do to get fitter, stronger, faster, better as a person. And this whole marathon prep isn't about, a specific time. I've always said that it's about me becoming a better person. And throughout this marathon prep, I believe I have been becoming more resilient, stronger. And I think that's what you should focus on. Whether you're in an injury or not, focus on the things you can do to get better, mentally and physically. So that doesn't always have to be running. That doesn't always have to be, whatever. It can be whatever that you push yourself in that makes you a better person, and focus on that. And that's how the quality of life goes up. So I could easily sit here and complain about my feet, but I'm not going to do that. It is what it is. So I'm going to see a doctor and keep you guys updated on that and see what happens with the race. And yeah, kind of sucks, but definitely sucks. But like I said, I'm not going to complain. I get to live this life. That's a blessing on its own. So, why focus on the things you can't control? Do the things you can. So thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, stay corn fed, and yeah, have a great day.